came to a fascinating like revelation, and it was for something very deep that that I wondered about, and it pertains to just relationships. And coming up as a child, like going through so much like very hard, powerful things, I always wanted like just having that one person that I could share like a happiness with, a harmony with. And I used to use like pillows and stuff and pretend that like the pillow was actually like the person I wanted to be with. And it was an amazing experience. But then like over time I started to despise relationships. I started to be against them, and I started to look at anyone who was involved in one as if it was like something off about it. And those type of relationships, it was something off about it, and I was able to see it. But then I wondered why that I've that I valued friendship more than just having a relationship. That relationship of the friendship was more powerful to me than anything, because I've experienced more just beauty and everlasting like just bond and 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 unwavering greatness just being in a friendship with someone. And it seems like once a relationship happened or was brought into like question, it destroyed the whole friendship. So going through the experiences, especially being like young, coming up and having all these like great experiences, I started to wonder like why was I despising it? Why did why did I look at it that way, coming from the core place that this is something beautiful, commitment and being faithful. Like these were all amazing. These are things I practiced 6 and 7 and 8 years old, practicing with a pillow, making the pillow my personification and giving it life and allowing it to talk back to me as someone that truly cared about me and truly valued everything about me. And I had the same for them. So I always question like why did I despise it? And a very powerful revelation just came over me like why I despised it. And it was because I lost everyone I ever cared about to a relationship. And what I mean by loss, it wasn't just meaning that, oh, this person is a relationship, oh, they can't be my friend no more. Not like that. That too as well, but not that. It was more so when I say I lost them, meaning that once they got into a relationship, the relationship ruined them and they never was the same. They never was that same friend. They never had that same vulnerability. They never had that same open heartedness. They never had the same open mind again. They never had the same flexibility. They didn't even care the same. Now they was like guarded, shut down, um, I guess in like a self preservation and feeling like they can't give their heart anymore. And it affected like the friendship that we once had, because it's like there no longer was that friend anymore. Now this was someone that was just gone, like psychologically, emotionally, and going through this revelation, it all started making sense to me, like why I despised it, why I looked at it that way. It's because of those reasons. And all my friends that I was close with, the girls, it was like even down to just all the women that been in my life, from parents to everyone, to grandparents, to aunts, to people that was super close to me, that was just beyond even being a relative, or beyond just being a friend. Like, they meant that much to me. I seen relationships destroy them because they wanted, I guess they wanted to be loved, or however they, I don't even think they even wanted to be loved. I just mostly think they just wanted company. So they just allowed anything that just um, represented just, I guess, holding space for them for whatever amount of time, or whatever the case is. I don't know their true reason. I'm just speculating what it had to be or could have been. And then we couldn't even be friends anymore. Like, they wouldn't even treat me the same. They would more so treat me as if I was an enemy, because they didn't want to, they considered this person's feelings more than they ever cared about our friendship. So their feelings, this person that's basically going to destroy them weeks and months from now, they valued them more than they valued any friendship we ever had. And the reason that the friendship was so important to any relationship was because I came to them, connected to them in a purest way. Like, I was the one they linked on when they didn't have anything, because I had space for it. I wasn't occupied. I wasn't distracted by anything in the world. So they was getting all of me, the pure me, nothing that was just scattered. And I was pulling them out of all these like vicious places they was in emotionally and psychologically, and taking their spirit and uplifting it and holding on to them and making beautiful promises we both made. And I will hold on to mine tight, like, yo, I'm not gonna let you go. I'm gonna be there for you. I'm always be your friend. And to me, speaking those words meant everlasting. And they used to like look me in my eyes. Some even cried and said, yes, like, I'll always be your friend. But the relationship, it ruined it. And I can't say it's ruined it, excuse me, because it wasn't like it was an expectation of any anything to go anyway. But it smudged the beauty and what we had. So that's why I started like despising it, and I was trying to always make sure that someone was completely sure about connecting with me in any type of way, always. Because I seen just so many things just destroy just the friendships. So many things. And what made it so just mysterious is because I was always wondering, it's like, what day or when was it that I started despising these things? And just to see it, like, oh, that's why it happened, because it happened so many times. Like, I lost so many friends, so many great bonds because of a relationship. And it wasn't anything wrong with being in a relationship, but it was the being that they was with in the relationship that made it wrong, because they was giving up something so valuable between us, something that I would have lived and died for. They was giving that up over someone that just had their own personal interest in them. Like, whatever they was offering, that person was only in it for them. So they didn't really necessarily need them. They only needed them for what they occupied for them at the time. And most of those, and to be honest, not any of those relationships ever lasted. And then this, I guess the interesting part was that made it so unique, because after all those relationships would crush them and bend them and change them, for some mysterious reason, I would still be the one that appear. And even though I would our bond was changed, I still was just the being there, just witnessing them go through whatever they was going through, still being that friend, still kind of honoring that bond a little bit. So this was just something I just had to express because it all makes sense. So it wasn't anything ever wrong with a relationship. It was just being in a relationship with something that wasn't right for you. And I lost so many friends, like so many beautiful friends that I don't ever think they'll ever be the same. Some had to be like admitted to hospitals because just the overwhelmingness of it, and some had to be medicated and going through crazy depressions, and like, some almost or did lose their life behind these type of things, like pushed themselves to the brink of their lives being just destroyed. And then some trying to still pick up little broken pieces, but it's like they gave up something. They gave up the whole entire world for a cardboard box. That's the best way to explain it, right? They gave up the whole world for a cardboard box, right? And if you think about a cardboard box, like as soon as there's nothing against cardboard boxes, but it's like as soon as a cardboard box even go through any type of like mishap or struggle or wet, even getting it wet, it's like it's already started to destroy, right? Or get bent up. And they gave up something that wouldn't ever be destroyed and that will always persevere. And that was our bond. And they gave that up for a cardboard box or something less than that. So in this revelation, I'm actually happy that I was able to discover that fulfillment in this revelation. So even though everyone did leave, especially as I pursued my vision and dreams and what I became and my attitude towards like the way I was handling life, and it spilled out to others where I became very critical of them because pursuing my dreams made me become very critical and criticizing every move that I had to make. So that spilled out into everywhere. And just losing a lot of individuals in the pursuit of happiness. That's the interesting thing. It's fulfilled because it showed me that even though like I may have lost great friends and felt like it was only me, I have a feeling within me that's me, that no matter what, I won't ever feel alone. I won't ever be alone. So my confirmation, my reassurance, so to speak, right, comes from within me, what I am inside. So no matter what I had to go through, no matter how many of these bonds that had to be broken and over something that meant nothing. I was always fulfilled, and I always had something. I always had that bond still with me, and that's the beauty of it. So I really appreciate. I really appreciate. I really appreciate myself.